Good late afternoon.
I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Brian, and this is Snorkeling with Narwhals.
Yay.
Yay. Alright. Welcome to Cart Talk, our weird weeks.
Today we're going to be talking about the concert that we both went to separately last week.
Yes, here in Erie, we don't get a lot of concerts that we would go to.
Other than country. Yeah, we just get
right.
country concerts pretty much.
We both like Christian music. And so when we both found out that Newsboys, which for those who don't know, it's a pretty big deal in the Christian music realm, they're coming with 3 different openers. I know, at least for myself, I was super pumped for that. And I know your situation was probably different.
My situation was a little bit different because I actually went there for work. I had to take a group of kids there. So it was a little bit different for me. I did enjoy it. I was excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
The openers, the 3 openers were, do you remember who they were?
Do I remember? It was Ryan Stevenson, OBB, and Audio Adrenaline, whose shirt I am wearing.
Yes. Now you really liked the first.
I loved Ryan Stevenson.
Yeah, you really liked Ryan Stevenson.
And I really wish we could play him for you, but I don't think we can without getting in trouble. So I wish we could. We'll probably put up. I actually got to meet him after the concert, and I related to his music pretty personally, and so I appreciated getting to hear.
You appreciated it on another level.
Yeah. Like I enjoyed the music and like his voice and everything, but it went to another level based on.
That's how I felt about OBB. I really liked their music. And I had never heard them before. I didn't know they existed.
Right. They could be just a straight up pop group, like you were saying earlier.
They're a little bit more mainstream.
Ryan Stevenson's kind of this weird. It's pop. It's definitely pop, but it's kind of this weird mix of like I don't know. He kind of has a little hip hop vibe to it, but not like overwhelming. I thought.
No, you're right.
And then, Audio Adrenaline was really good. They're actually in like their 3rd version of the band. I was really excited because I got to meet their lead singer, who he used to be the singer for a band named Stellar Cart, also a Christian band. And at one point, they released an EP of Disney covers, which was awesome. They did "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" in a punk version, and it was fantastic. Wow. So I was really excited that I got to meet him because I've appreciated their music for a long time too.
And then obviously the headliner was Newsboys, and they were fantastic.
Super high energy.
Very high energy. The drummer, I thought he was going to roll off the stage at one point.
Yeah, this was awesome. They he had and I knew they did this. I just didn't know when they would do it because I follow them on Twitter. Their drummer was on a platform, and during like the last song, I mean they did a couple encores, but the last like main song, the platform like went in the air, and it started tilting. And like it started spinning, and then it at one point literally went perpendicular to the ground.
Right, so he was playing on the drums like.
He never missed a beat either. No. So I'm guessing it was bolted down the set,
and he was there.
He had to be like strapped in. I mean, did you see him though? Like he's really jacked.
Yeah.
So.
But he was the thing that confused me is he actually stands up in the drum seat a few times. So when he was all of a sudden he's spinning, I was like, wait a minute, he couldn't have been wearing a seatbelt. Because he was just standing up.
Yeah. Maybe his core strength is just that phenomenal.
Or maybe he like really quickly buckled it and we weren't paying that close of attention because he was like this big.
Like so overall, like it was kind of hard to see. Overall it was a great concert, but we do have a couple complaints.
There was a few things.
Not so much with the bands or anything.
And these are kind of complaints that you would have going to any concert.
Yeah.
They're pretty generic complaints. Yeah. But what was your biggest complaint?
My biggest complaint was that when I went, I'm a huge souvenir guy, obviously. When I went to get a shirt from the Newsboys section, it was packed. Like, we were there like 40 minutes before the show started, and you'd think that'd be a good time to get there. And so it was just a giant mob of people. And you would think by now they would have learned that you should put like line dividers at these lines, so at least it'll be packed, but like people are in an actual line. When the person in front goes, the next person proceeds.
Like a line.
Right, like a line. And so it became just this giant mob, and it was super annoying because you basically just have to push forward.
Right. You just kind of worm your way to the front.
Yeah, and like I got cut in line, and like I was fuming, which is a terrible thing, especially at a Christian concert. I was like, I want to punch someone so bad. That's just me being honest. It subsided, but man, like that was my big complaint.
My big complaint was, well, I was going there with youth, so
the youth of America.
The youth of America were with me, and you know, when you're the adult that is taking care of them, you get cranky, you get tired. So I went to go get a drink of like something with caffeine in it, and they were selling the drinks not out of like a fountain. They sold the drinks, so they'd have like a bottle like this, but when they sold it to you, they didn't sell you the bottle. They took the bottle, poured half of it into a cup, and gave you half of it. So rather than, and then they would take the other half and give that to somebody else. So you were being charged like $4 for half of a bottle of soda, which was outrageous. I mean, airports get expensive, and I get that, but like it was insane.
Sporting events are really bad.
That's true.
Amusement parks.
That's true.
Now we're just like getting into the
anywhere that you have to like go in and you're not allowed to take stuff in, they usually overcharge.
Like a touristy type thing.
Right. Do you have any other complaints?
Just we were sitting in the front row on the balcony, and there were times where the lighting, like, because there were a lot of times where like really bright lights just flashing everywhere. It was like in our face. Yeah. So I was like,
but they had like lasers. Like laser lights, cool. That was really cool. So it was totally worth having this guy have it in his face to the rest of us.
There was one point where Audio Adrenaline, they were like, oh, come on, start jumping. I was like, I'm on the front row of a balcony, and I don't have good balance. I was like, you're going to see me, like, go flying if I do so.
I wonder how often that happens.
Probably not a lot.
I hope not.
You'd hear more about it, I think.
So I guess in the opposite way, what was the things that you enjoyed the most about the concert? Because rather than just shell out complaints.
Yeah, no, it was meeting Ryan Stevenson, and I think I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know how to say his last name. Is Adam Agee from Audio Adrenaline. Okay. Because, again, those are two people who, like...
So your favorite part of the concert was what you did after the concert that you didn't really even pay for.
Yeah, kind of. Because Ryan Stevenson, I got to tell him that, like, when I hear his stuff, it clicks with me.
Okay, that's cool.
And that wasn't so much like a fanboy moment. That was more I appreciate your...
Okay.
The Audio Adrenaline one was pretty much a fanboy moment.
Okay.
I was like, yeah!
All right. I think my favorite moment was probably when the drummer started spinning.
Yes.
That was incredibly awesome.
It was. And it was ridiculously loud at that point.
Yeah. Which I didn't get to stay late because I had to get the kids home, so.
Yeah. You were the adult.
I was the adult.
That's terrifying.
So you have no idea how terrified I was when I realized that I was in charge of a group of kids on my own.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. It was very cool. And I love kids, and I've always been able to work with kids, but it was a little terrifying.
I can't. I have an issue with kids.
You have an issue with kids?
There's, like, if I'm...
Which we may talk about in our next segment.
Yes, actually, that's a really good, awkward segue. I'll wait to divulge why I have an issue with kids in our next segment.
Yeah, so in the last segment we talked about we started to talk about how Brian hates children. Now, I'm one of those people who doesn't really have anything that bothers me, or as you like to call them, pet peeves.
Yeah.
But conversely, you have a lot of them.
Well, you said you're a very relaxed person. I'm like, I have a lot of, like, anger brewing under the surface, apparently, or at least a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
And to say I hate children, that's a little harsh.
Okay.
Possibly slightly
He's
accurate.
not he doesn't hate children. He just can't stand them.
I get very annoyed. And it's not with all children. It's just like from the ages of probably like 10 to 13. And I don't know if part of it is because like when I think back on myself at 10 years old,
okay,
like I want to punch 10-year-old me. Or like maybe like 9, like super annoying. Like when I was in like 6th grade, like super annoying.
And you aren't now?
I am, but now it's more intentional.
Okay.
It's not like just from being like 11
No, I
years
love
old.
kids. I love kids. I have four little siblings, and
See, maybe that's part of it.
that could be part of it. But I don't mind children at
Yeah.
all.
I mean, I don't mind like all children. It's just like
Mhm.
when they're really annoying. Like
Right.
it bugs me. And I only have older siblings, so that might be part of it. I never had to.
Mm-hmm.
The only people I had to deal with that were younger were my cousins
Okay, that makes sense. And people at school.
and people at school.
What other pet peeves do you have?
Well, this one isn't so much a pet peeve as it makes me very uncomfortable and I guess kind of irritated. So I guess it might be a pet peeve.
Maybe, sort of.
There is such a thing as SpongeBob fan fiction, and this makes me so uncomfortable for some reason.
That's
Now,
so.
I will explain because I've told people and they don't understand what I'm talking about. Now, fan fiction, for those who don't know, people will write and publish on these sites stories featuring like characters from like movies or shows, and they'll just write their own stories and publish them online, which you could probably get in trouble for if someone really wanted to, like if a studio really wanted to call you out on it, but they probably don't care.
Right.
Now, this also exists for like shows like SpongeBob. And I'm like, all right, if you want to write a story about, like,
Why not just go watch SpongeBob?
Well, you could. But, like, if you want to write something, like, whatever, that's fine. But some of the things that people write are so bizarre and very strange, and it just unnerves me immensely. There was one where SpongeBob was addicted to heroin.
That's just inappropriate.
That
doesn't bother me. That's just inappropriate.
There was one where SpongeBob
like
had a sister who fell in love with Squidward.
That's not that. That would make a good episode.
Yeah, but you have to read them. Like, they're poorly written.
Okay, well, that's not. I'm not going to say that that's a new pet peeve of mine because I haven't read them. So
If you do, you'll understand. And a lot of them
just avoid them.
have really weird love affairs, and I don't want to get into that. Just take
Let's
my
not.
word. It is so
All right,
bizarre.
what other things that pet peeve? Because I feel like I need a pet peeve, like something.
You need something.
I need something that can tell. So, like, what are other ones that you have?
My name gets misspelled. And do you like how I was just, like, ready on the ball?
Yeah,
But
yeah, you know them.
My name gets misspelled all the time.
Really?
First off, my first name, Brian.
Okay.
It's usually spelled with a Y instead of an I, which I don't understand because anytime I've seen it, like 9 times out of 10, Brian is spelled with an I.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I've seen it. We have a friend who spells
Has anyone
his name
ever
with a
spelled
Y.
your name Brain?
All the time.
Really?
All the time.
Wow.
And it is so annoying. Then my last name, I understand, is probably slightly more difficult because it is made up mainly of consonants. It's McKay, M-C-K-A-Y. And I've gotten M-C-C-A-Y. I've gotten McCray. I've gotten M-K-K-A-Y. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. At least Mick is an actual prefix for names. But it bugs me. And
so it's Mick K.
Yeah. Like, if
Okay.
you went into, like, the origins of the word, the Mick is, like, it means, like, son of. But what also bugs me is when people don't capitalize the K in my last name. If they do like capital M-C-K-A-Y. I capitalize the K and I consider it wrong if it's not.
That's like a
that is a
spelling
grammatical
mistake.
pet peeve.
Right, that's not even that big of a deal. Like, they spelled it right.
Well, yeah, but Microsoft Office, if you do it lowercase, it comes up with a little red line. If you do it uppercase, it doesn't.
And
I'm just saying.
that is how you know that you're
That's
spelling
how
it
you
wrong.
know.
If there's a little squiggly line, you're doing it wrong.
So you don't have anything. Like, you don't have any pet peeves.
No.
Brian. Like, am I your pet peeve?
No. Brian's not my pet peeve. I can't think of anything. There's things that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to eat pretzels. I don't like pretzels. I don't like hard pretzels. If it's a soft pretzel, I'll eat it.
Oh,
but
soft
hard
pretzels are the best.
Hard pretzels I won't eat.
Corn disgusts me.
Corn disgusts you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these aren't pet peeves. Like, I can't think of anything that's just like...
That, like, you can't...
Yeah.
You can't... Yeah, I don't know. Mine are just, like, really weird, like, fears and hatreds.
It bothers me when people don't park in their spot. Like, when they park in, like, 2 spots.
See, that's a pet peeve.
But I feel like that's a common thing. Like, that's just someone being stupid.
Yes, but that is a pet peeve.
It bothers me when people are stupid. That's my pet peeve.
That's your pet peeve.
That's what... All right.
All right.
So, what have we learned today?
What have we learned? We have learned, 1, that I apparently have a lot of bitterness deep down because I apparently don't like children, corn, SpongeBob fan fiction, lines that turn into mobs, and lights in my face. But I do like
overcharged
Christian
drinks
music.
And
people
who are stupid are my pet peeves. So if you're stupid, or you overcharge for your drinks, work on it.
To Ronnie.
Work on it. No, just in general. If you're stupid, work on it.
But stupid's subjective.
That's why if you think you're stupid, work on it. Make yourself better. Make yourself less stupid. It'll be great. Everyone around you will thank you.
That turned far more inspiring than I thought it was going to.
I like that.
Make yourself less stupid, everyone.
Make yourself less stupid. That is your goal for this week, your homework. Go out and make the world a better place by being less stupid.
So, once again, Ronnie, we know we're going to be having you back for the next episode. We've already confirmed
I'm definitely going to be back, and I'm going to try to be back as often as possible.
So, once again, good late afternoon.
No, it's morning.
It's morning. Yeah, man, we've been
Have a good morning, and
it took us hours to record.
And we will see you next time.
Goodbye. Snorkeling with Narwhals. That was good.
You ever realize how he doesn't get hurt?
Yeah.
And he only aged up until the point where he was a full-grown man. And then he stopped aging.
He doesn't age anymore.
He doesn't age after that.
Because the healing factor and the not aging, that was before he had anything done to him. That was just his natural. So being Wolverine would be awesome. /Air.
Wolverine would have been the best. If I could pick a superhero, Wolverine would be one.
Wolverine or Iron Man?
Yeah.
Preferably Wolverine in an Iron Man suit.
I don't know, Nick Fury's a pretty good one.
He's not really a superhero.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't age.
I like Falcon.
He has some other superpowers. They're like super lame superpowers. They're more like administrative superpowers. Like he doesn't age.
I can do desk work at super speed.